Really neat information board. And then look at that, it's got that, and that's the fossil just down there. So this is picnic point, and I am doing a loop track, so I just got to go up to up this road a bit, and then there'll be a track on the left. So I want to go to Lion's Head, and then back to the car via the beach. Have a good day.
Yep, you too.
Alright, once again back in the beautiful bush. There's a bellbird. Very neat fungi. And if you're wondering why I'm only talking about the birds on these walks, it's because there is no animals. There's no chipmunks or squirrels or raccoons, bears, wolves, bobcats, cougars, nothing like that. You may occasionally see a deer or a goat. They're pests, they've been introduced, they're not native. The only native mammal that is in New Zealand is 2 species of bat, little weeny bats, and they're confined only a couple of areas. Apart from that, none of the animals around are native. The animals that you may see in the bush, the pigs, deer and goats, they were all released by the Europeans. There are rats that the Māori bought, and then the Europeans bought even more different types. Stoats, that was also the Europeans bought them to control the rabbits, which they bought. New Zealand's a real lesson in consequences of introducing things outside their native habitat. Because we have no predators, and because our climate is very mild, very temperate, and we don't get extreme heat, we don't get extreme cold, so everything thrives here and really does well, which unfortunately for our birds and our trees, they don't have any protection or defences against it. So we spend, I think it's billions of dollars a year, definitely in the 100 millions, in pest control. We have had some successes. There was it's a giant green roly-poly looking parrot. It's a ground parrot, it doesn't fly. Cute looking thing, but not very productive. But we brought those back from the verge of extinction. I think there was only a handful left, and same with a whole lot of other bird species. We've brought them back, but it takes constant effort. But that's right, King's Rock Walk. That is why all I'm looking at is birds, because there is nothing else really. And that's why those of you that watched me on the PCT will realise why I got so excited about chipmunks and squirrels, because it was different. Just things we don't have here. We also don't have snakes, and don't have any poisonous spiders that will kill. There is an Australian import, which some people react to. For most people it's like a wasp bite. Some people, the flesh starts eating away, but that's only a small minority. But yeah, that's an Australian import, but those are now fairly widespread. They're called whitetails. We do have a native poisonous spider, but they're so rare and in such a restricted ecological area that you'll never see them. So this is a trap. This is one of our many traps to get rid of stoats, rats and possums, which have the biggest effect in the bush. Starting to get line up ahead. Looks like I might be emerging into farmland soon. Not sure what this is called, but I don't think it's a native. I think it's a pest. Is it old man's beard? Not sure. I'm not sure if the camera's picking up that noise, but people who come to New Zealand say they think it sounds like Star Wars. Wouldn't have to walk through there. That's some pretty thick supplejack. Alright. Private land for access to King's Rock. Follow marked posts. Do not disturb stock and no dogs. Seems fair enough. Am I going that way? I see a marker post there. Good, having the fence like that. They need to put a stile here. Alright, following the posts. So they just gave me some advice. Apparently the crossing is pretty muddy, but if you go upstream a little bit, you can find a much better crossing spot. Alright, see a post up there. So just got to come down, cross the stream, and then back up. So that's where the track goes. I can see what they mean by it being muddy. But just going a little bit further along, looks much easier. Just in there. There we go, and up. I guess this is one of those ones where you just have to keep walking and eventually you'll see the next marker post. That's a bush I've just come through. So there's a marker post. So I'm just gonna keep going in a relatively straight line and see if I can find a marker post. Ah, there it is. It's down there. It's the post. I assume I follow the track. There doesn't seem to be anywhere else to go unless we're going around that way. Right, just looking across the valley to see if I can see any posts, but no. Good adventure. Alright, let's try down. Well, I can see footprints. Oh! Someone's even got ultras! So I must be on the right track. Or other people have made the same mistake as I have. Either way, we'll keep going. The power shell, very faded. It's still pretty. I think that's King's Rock. Okay, it's not the most impressive, but yeah, well, I'll keep walking that way just in case there's something around the corner. Nice walk though. Couple of oyster catchers here. Oh, that's as far as I can go, so I'm guessing that is the rock. King's Rock, ladies and gentlemen. At low tide you might be able to walk all the way around, but definitely not now. It's tide's up too high. It's beautiful. So now back up the hill, back the way I've come. I think I showed quite how steep it was when I was going down. Right. Good sized looking lambs this year. Woohoo! Farmer will be happy with that. Right, so there's the rock down there. Sheep, more sheep, and back to the bush. And back to the bush. Woohoo! A bit cooler in here. It's actually starting to get a little warm. So here's the trap. You can see they use, well, they That's a golf ball, but it looks like an egg. Interesting. Haven't seen the golf ball technique before. And back at the intersection, so picnic point walk now. Not sure if I can still do this at high tide. We'll see. Oh yeah, looks like it should be fine. Alright, here we go, so following that around. Racing the tide. I think I've got a little bit more time. So, fishing rules on power. Yeah, alright. Start walking. Cute little stream, luckily fairly easy to get over. So across the river mouth is where I was for my first walk. The old coach road. And I found out the possum's track. It goes up and then it comes out further up the beach. Then you come back down the beach. So, yep, do that another time. Nice variety of kelp. I think that's bull kelp. It's been pretty windy and big surges, so a lot of the kelp has been lifted up. It's calmed down a lot today. A lovely thing to note is just how clean the beach is, how little rubbish there is. A couple of ducks. Ducks by the seaside. So it's a paradise duck. It's one of the pair. And then there's another one just here. And then there's the second one. And that looks like the baby over there. And back to people. So the car park's just in from where those people are. Just keep an eye out for it. That was a decent walk. And the track back to the car park. I can see my van from here. Oh, I'm crossing over the stream. Another toilet with pretty decorations. I don't think I've seen a plain toilet yet in this trip. Bit more information here. Papatowai. So 700 years ago. Early settlers, different types of birds. And back to my beautiful dirty van. That is another cool mailbox. It's a seal. Owaka, back here again. Yeah, so this is all about watching the rugby. Wow, I'm in a brand new area. Freedom camping area. It's pretty cool. Wow, impressed. And then the dump station's just by the sign there. So 8 vehicles are allowed in here, no more.